What's up guys, it's Kazoo here, and I am here with an update video on the new Inferno edit that I've done. Now, I haven't done too much in this little update here, but I've fixed a few things as far as glitches go. So, I fixed a clip error that was happening with these little, this little area here. I add a little more detail here. Fixed the clipping errors with the hay bales, and fixed the props because they were like floating a little bit. So now it's a little bit smoother as far as this goes, because before there was a weird clip here, so it would kind of play out funky. But no, now it's a little bit easier. This is still here. I opened up this little area here. So this will play for, you know, any kind of grenades. Say there's a guy in here, you can kind of nade it out and try to bait him out. Actually, if you have a Molotov, then you can just toss that in there and molly it, rather than doing it through the door where you can potentially get picked right here. It just adds a different style of defending a bomb site, especially for retakes. And I'm just going to go over everything that I changed, even if I went over in the last video. So just, you know, hang in there. Keep up with me here. So, change this into wood. I threw in a knife prop for fun. Why not? I added more detail into this little area just because, I feel like there should be more detail on the outside part of the maps here. I changed up the balcony drastically. So what I did is, instead of having it where you bounce up on a truck, which you still can do, you know, don't get me wrong, you don't have to use this other thing here, but there's a ladder here now. So now, it adds a different style of getting up here. You know, you could just be like, doink, and then you're up. It also gave me a really good excuse to get rid of the little border here, the little railing, so you could easily jump off and do kind of straight jumps and that kind of thing. Something that I changed with apps is I added a door, which can be naded out, but if you see here, grenade out. So CTs will probably do that if they're holding it, so they could, you know, see better as far as T's pushing up, but it also just, you know, as a doorway. I made dark a little bit harder to kind of hold, but it's still a good position because you can still kind of, you know, peek there and then fall back, but it's just a little harder to hold now. As far as over here, I changed to this little area. You could boost from the side and then you get up like that, so it's a lot easier for T's to try to push this little area. Reason being is this position could be hard for retakes because they've been up, you have to push them, they don't have to push you, so it gives them an advantage where they don't have to move. They could be patient and wait it out. Now over here I changed everything. There used to be wood here, and then I changed it to be breakable wood, but instead of that I changed it. I added this little metal grate here, so now instead of having to go over here and then jump if you're sneaking and then they'll hear you, you actually have a little walkway that you could just, you know, walk and hold a close corner onto the banana, rather than also holding this far corner. So I added this, but you also now have to crouch. You can't just run through the whole thing. Now, yes, you can run through this part, but it at least gives you a part where you're vulnerable. And it gives you a part where you're vulnerable at the most open spot. So if you're going to push that rotation for Mexico, you got to make sure that you're dedicated and, you know the consequences, basically. Didn't change this. This is still, you know, like a little peak area. I fixed this up a little bit, made it look a little neater, rather than having a random stone pillar in the middle. Didn't change this. This is still wall bangable, so if you have someone holding there and being a nuisance, if they're not crouching, there. Didn't do too much over here. Didn't feel like I needed to. Just so, you know, this is still the same. Still the same peaks and stuff. If you hear the sirens in the background, I apologize about that. Something must be happening. Changed the fountain because of dodgy hitboxes that the older fountain seemed to persist. It used to be weird where you could get hurt certain shots through the fountain, and sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes they'd be a wall hitbox, so it'd be less damage. As far as this goes, I added a light just to be as a joke towards, since I got rid of dark, but you could also use this as angles, so you can get an angle on the banana, so it gives CTs a little bit of an easier time holding it. Another thing is, since I sacrificed coils, there's a little more body cover here, so they have to kind of go for more of a headshot here rather than a body shot, because the body shot will have to be through a barrel, which will make the bullets not do as much damage. So yeah, I got rid of the top coil, but you could still kind of head glitch it and crouch, so you can, you know, kind of take shots and peek it and stuff. I changed up construction, changed it up a little bit more than last time also. So I added this box, because why not? I moved it so it's more of an angle for over here, so if you're holding this angle to save, you can kind of get peeked easier from this angle. As far as this goes, I still left this, and this is intentional. It's a little annoying to jump out because you have to jump over this, and that's intentional. So now this is something that I did. People are talking about the scout jump, how they still wish it was in the map. So I put this here, but now you have to shoot that out. So you can still do the scout shot. If anything, it's actually better. But you could also shoot this out. You can't do it, or not as easily. Added this box, but this is for a peek onto banana in sight. So if you get pushed through construction, they can easily see you here and just shoot you out. Added a little patio to change the levels, so you're more at a less different level. That was horrible wording, but so you're not as far off from headshot level for sight, so you could easily, you know, get shots and stuff. Actually, another thing that I changed is I added a plank of wood here, so that little crevice peak or whatever isn't possible. Or, I mean, if you hit this shot, then you deserve it, but still. The self boost is gone. That was just because no one ever used it for one, so I didn't really see it being like a reason to keep it. Like, no one ever used it. By the time you actually got, you know, to the jump over here and then to there and to there, they were already pushed banana. So in that little bit of time, you would have gotten boosted. It would have been easier. Neatened up this little area with the door and stuff. Ooh, that push truck. I pushed this truck back and added more props down here to liven up the area a little bit. Another thing I didn't mention about apps is I widened up the hallway over here. I widened up this hallway right here. Even if just by a little, it helps. Added a picture of my friend, because why not? Now let's go down towards the T-spawn, where in alt I changed a little bit. This will affect timing heavily, I believe. I got rid of the little car here, and instead I put a ladder. So now you could ladder your way right up here and get into apps, or T-apps. But I also opened up this area, which is something that a lot of people requested, mainly for the fact that, yeah, there are people, like this might not be the best as far as timing. Well, actually it kind of is now since I added this ladder. But it also helps prevent people that are just throwing, as far as this goes. I widened up this area because I got rid of the little stupid little poles there. Those things were annoying as hell. So I got rid of those. I didn't feel the need to reduce clutter here, because actually, like, stopping people on their run is kind of annoying. Like, you might be able to stop them for a second, but they could easily go around. So I kept that. Something over here is you could smoke off banana.
Laying down smoke.
If you do that, smoke. It'll balance right there. So then you could get a boost up here and get a better angle. So let's see. Change the hay bales here. So you could kind of, and that's a little wonky. I'll fix that probably, but you get up there easier. But that's pretty much it, actually, of all the stuff that I've changed. So yeah, pretty much. If you guys have any, you know, kind of, oh, well, duh, and I changed this. Before I used to be out a little bit, so it used to be a little harder, but I changed it back. You can't get up on top of this. There's a clip there. So yeah, that's pretty much the update in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions or any kind of suggestions, even, I don't, you know, I'm up to any suggestions. Just, you know, feel free to post it in the comments and download this on the workshop. Thanks for the support and have fun.